The Crew 2 lets you explore all of America. Here's where you need to go first. The Crew 2 brings a fantastically realised USA to your screen, and it's up to you whether to explore it by boat, plane, buggy, superbike, or sensible German hatchback. A world map this big and crammed with details is just begging for a bit of sightseeing. Here are 9 unmissable sights hidden away in the Crew 2. Contrary to popular belief, Mount Rushmore wasn't actually built to honour Wes Anderson's award-winning 1998 indie flick Rushmore. Yes, this is a joke. Incredibly, it actually predates that film by several decades, completed in 1941 to commemorate America's founding fathers. It's long been one of North America's most recognisable landmarks, but it's only now, in 2018, that you can ride a hog up it or perform stomach-troubling plane stunts around it, as if you were trying to win Washington's approval with loop-de-loops. Located northwest of Chicago in South Dakota, it's most easily reached by plane, but once you're there, all kinds of off-road vehicular possibilities open right up. One to tick off the bucket list. Tick. You know what they say about what happens in Vegas? Bradley Cooper will use it to springboard a career of more serious acting roles. Just a word of warning there, because we're headed to Sin City next on our PC gaming road trip. The Las Vegas Strip is bursting with strange and gaudy sights, from this roller coaster to that fantasy castle and the Eiffel Tower clone outside the Paris Las Vegas Hotel. We recommend seeing this one by air too, because the money hoovers in all those casinos can't reach you at that altitude. It's worth burning up and down the strip on 2 wheels a few times too, but don't be surprised if someone stops you and asks you to be a talking head in their Hunter S. Thompson documentary. Time to wash the glitter out of your hair and double check you didn't accidentally get married, because we're leaving the sleaze and splendour of Las Vegas and heading to its polar opposite, a great big dirty mine. Head northwest out of Washington DC and you'll come across the vast East Coast pit mines, full of heavy machinery and interesting topography for budding Ken blocks. Like a few of the destinations on our Crew 2 road trip, this one also appeared in the first game, but it was never really made a big deal of, and that's the beauty of a world map like this. It rewards a bit of exploration with these one-off areas. We're not completely sure what they're actually mining here, but we think it might be stunt-driving gold. Look at all that jumping potential, and all those dangerous metal beams to fly a plane near. That's not even mentioning the loose surface tracks descending hairpin by hairpin into the Earth's gaping maw. It's motoring heaven. Looks like we can finally put that aeons-old debate about extraterrestrial life to bed with our next stop, because there's plenty incriminating UFO here. Southeast of the western shrub steppes in the Mojave Desert, it's a tiny facility that can't be entered by car or bike. What are they hiding in there? And not very well, might we add. A genuine bona fide alien spacecraft is what. After switching from air to land vehicles while you're over it, you can even pop inside this quasi-Area 51 location and pull off some sick jumps using the priceless alien artifact as a ramp. It's what Johnny Knoxville and his mates would want. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your arms and legs inside this sensible German hatchback as we near our next destination, the historic Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. Up ahead you'll see a space shuttle about to launch into orbit, and to your left are some worried employees we almost ran over just now. Any questions? Okay, yes, this one's a bit of a geographical fudge. Kennedy Space Center is actually on Merritt Island, just next to Cape Canaveral. But in fairness to the Crew 2, it's not being specific. This is just a big building with space and the American flag on it. We're joining the dots here, but regardless of its geographical accuracy, this is a fine sight to take in while you're tearing through Florida. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear a securely fastened racing helmet and a 4-point seatbelt, because we've seen some maniacs racing up and down the Golden Gate Bridge on superbikes like they were invincible. Like they could just press the reset to track key if it all went wrong. And by some maniacs, we might mean us. Okay, it was us. We're stopping off at Frisco on our Crew 2 road trip, not just for the fresh seafood and the overpriced, well, everything, but also for the potential for vehicular mischief its major landmark provides. Who's up for a few swoops underneath the Golden Gate Bridge? How about some knife flight along it? Game of chicken with the commuters? Hours of fun. We've been all over this beautiful landmass, turning historical monuments and invaluable scientific sites into our motoring playground. But the most iconic of all American landmarks is yet to come. Poking out from the fog over the Atlantic Ocean, a welcoming beacon to our silly red stunt plane, it's Lady Liberty herself. See her casting a watchful eye over the Manhattan skyline, feel her welcoming embrace. Fly some circles around her just to say hello. Truth be told, there's not an awful lot to do on Liberty Island itself but get a neck ache, but just because we can't ride motocross bikes over her crown doesn't mean we don't welcome the Statue of Liberty's inclusion to the world map. Without her proud figure, New York just wouldn't be New York. Okay, listen, we're not totally sure what this giant cow is doing here somewhere just northwest of Chicago. What we do know is that we're oddly drawn to it. It's like a bovine Pied Piper beckoning us ever closer to its udder. What's it doing here? Maybe if we drive up really close to it, all will be revealed. Nope, still none the wiser. Other viewers outside America might be as confused as us. It turns out that this is a popular roadside attraction in Wisconsin, and her name is Bessie. An utterly enormous 16 feet tall, 1-ton Colossus Bessie has been looming over passers-by in Janesville since 1966. She's even been moved. No, seriously, she has. We are nearing the end of our road trip together. The sour sweets are all gone, we've been through the greatest hits of Steppenwolf on the car stereo, and frankly, we could use a bathroom break. But there's one more sight to see in the crew too, and it's a real doozy. Our final pick is the drive from New York all the way across the map to LA. Instead of taking in one particular landmark, this one's about enjoying all the little touches, the night and day transitions, the road signs that you can actually use to get around, the changes in architecture from one city to another, and the contrast between East Coast forest, Midwestern farmland and West Coast desert. It takes a long time to make the journey in any car, but we promise it's worth doing at least once. Now sit back and relax, we'll take the wheel from here to the valley. There we have it, 9 items already ticked off your Crew 2 bucket list. We're sure there are many more Easter eggs, landmarks and geographical treasures hidden away in the world map, so tell us about the ones you've found in the comments below. Show your love with a simple click of the thumbs up button and subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one.